Welcome back from the commercial break. You're still watching TAMBO TV, and we are still with Dr. Nataliey Bitature. We are going to talk about the real estate. She's still with us, and I believe you've picked something, and I know your life won't remain the same. Again, we are going to talk about the real estate. Now, viewers would like to know, how did you start? How did that idea come along in your mind that, I can also do the real estate? Tell us the name of the estate, where the offices are.
I can't take credit for that one. I found existing buildings, but I had the idea when I was finishing school that we could do it in a more organized way. So when I moved back to Uganda, I started a company called Tateru Properties in Nakasero. And not only did I manage my family's buildings, which have apartments and offices and houses, but also I took on other clients. And then I would work between the brokers and the owners and the landlords, and we find them customers, and we try to make it a smooth experience to view, to get information, to assess, take nice photos, good branding. So it was a lot of learning, and I'm grateful that I did it. It was very chaotic and difficult, and I learned that if a system is already working, there's a reason it's working. You don't have to try and change everything because you think it's more efficient for you. And so after that, I moved into construction. We were building Skyz Hotel, Protea by Marriott Skyz, where we're filming today. So I worked as part of that construction team, and then I moved straight into the pre-opening team, which was all about preparing the hotel for guests. And we opened New Year's, I think 2018, 2019. Yeah, it's still a baby for a hotel. So that's when I moved into customer service and hotel operations and learning those kinds of things. And so the real estate now is managed by Simba Properties, where we still maintain all of our buildings, whether it's office space or apartments or homes. And we also have Protea by Marriott Kampala, which is in Kololo. And we also always look for new developments and new projects in different areas, as we have the franchise for Protea for Uganda.
But you didn't tell us where the offices are for the real estate.
Oh, the offices are right here at Skyz. Yes.
Okay. How did you maneuver all these businesses, because you're having more than three?
Yeah, you have to be very organized. I think I learned many years ago. We all have the same amount of hours in the day as Beyonce. So it's about how you're using your hours in the day. So I started learning about time management and productivity and efficiency, so that you can do more things in a day. People don't want to pay the 3% or the this month the retainer per month. They feel they're saving, but it's a risk. You save that small money and you give someone but it's a higher risk, because if they take your money, there's nothing you can do.
Also, we found that even companies, they are doing the same thing. So someone happened to say, I paid them such and such a company, but I'm so disappointed. Some people end up committing suicide. Some people end up developing high blood pressure. So here in Uganda, we just need mercy. Anyway, we're gonna talk about the hotels. How did that idea come?
It came from Chogam. I think Chogam was 15 years ago. So the government said we're going to be hosting all these Commonwealth countries, and we need to increase the capacity of hotel rooms in Uganda. So my father, being a businessman, said this is a good opportunity. Let's get some land, let's build a hotel. And we rushed to build in time for Chogam, because there was a certain deadline that everything needed to be ready and operational. But it was a good experience, and now we've learned so much about hotels. So when we got this land here in Naguru and we knew the bypass was going to open up, we thought, let's expand, because now we have experience in this field. That's how we got Protea Skyz. And so that's how we've grown in the hotel industry, because you have to learn so much. And working with Marriott International, they do lots of training, they have a lot of standards. So even the trainings that our staff get are very high quality. They're at an international standard, and that level is what they can now carry with them forever. So since Protea Kololo is now about 15 years old, I always say that there's no restaurant I go to in Kampala where I don't see an ex-staff. They always come, hi madam, how are you? Because so many people have been through our hotels and through their trainings, and now they can use that information in their whole career.
Do you accept interns here?
Yes, we always have interns. We have about 40 at a time, if I'm honest. In Skyz and Protea, interns, trainees, different apprenticeships, different programs, whether you're working in the kitchens, in the restaurant, in housekeeping, in administration. So there's always lots of opportunity there.
Do they pay a certain fee for that?
Yes, we cover their costs. They get lunch, transport, to have a stipend for interns.
The hotel cover their cost. So for them, they just come to study.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes a difference between the other hotels to your hotels?
So our hotels are the only locally owned, internationally branded hotels in Uganda. So those are two different things. We have a lot of hotel owners in Uganda who are locals, which you're Ugandans or Ugandan Indians, so they understand the market and we know what our customers want or need. But then to have the additional layer of international standards, the Marriott branding, means you also get a lot of customers who are foreigners who've never been to Africa and they see, oh, Uganda, I need to stay in a Marriott. So the only options are Sheraton or Protea Kampala, Protea Skyz, or Protea Entebbe. It comes on the Marriott website. So you have to cater to both customer sets, right? You have to have menus that suit both. You have to have entertainment and events. You have to have a good level of customer service. But also, I think the advantage is because we're plugged in locally, we know the government, the regulations, the events, the special days. We have so many public holidays. So you have to like understand the local flavor and sort of be a bridge to the international guests and also to your local guests and make sure that you're catering to both. So it's a difficult balance to learn, but it's also fun and interesting because there's always something different going on.
What are some of the achievements you've achieved through the hotels?
I think we're one of the things I'm proud of is we're a good employer. We have so many staff, hundreds of staff at any time, and working in hotels is very difficult. I learned this in operations, the different shifts, because you know hotels are busy at all hours. You have customers who woken up at 5, they go to the gym, they have breakfast, they start conferences, then lunch rush, then they're checking in at different times, they're checking out, then you have dinner guests, you have events, you have parties, you have a bar. So by the time the last staff are leaving at 3, after closing the bar and balancing, the morning staff have already started in the kitchens preparing the breakfast. So it's constant and it's very strenuous, it's difficult. So you really have to keep a good spirit, I think, in your community as the staff to encourage each other, to always be smiling, to always be happy. Working in a hotel, when a guest speaks to you, you always have to have a smile and be ready to serve. So I think that is something we really push and encourage. And I'm also very proud of what the teams have been able to achieve. The numbers that we get at Skyz, like on New Year's or Christmas or Easter or some of the events we have, we host a lot of international guests. Skyz is a good destination for many of the musicians. Davido has stayed here, Wizkid has stayed here, Casper Nyovest. So many international stars come and stay at Skyz because they like the upmarket. It's a good hotel, but it's also fun. It's not so stuffy like our business hotel because Skyz has so many different event spaces. The pool always has band and barbecue. I watched Shiba perform here last week. 99 is a cocktail bar, so there's always something interesting. We have Eclipse, you get different DJs. So Skyz has become more of like a lifestyle venue. We have Kampala branch here every month with our brands, and that's always fun and exciting. The outfits, the fashion. So there's always something interesting going on in the event space.
Do you have a website for the hotels?
Yeah, you do. We do. You can just Google them: Protea Kololo, Protea Kampala, and Protea Kampala Skyz.
Okay, someone can book can find anything comfy for him or herself.
A website, or you can go on social media. We have WhatsApp, phone calls. It's always easy to book a birthday, a bridal shower, a wedding, a party, a conference, booking rooms, and every month, of course, we have so many different promotions.
How is your security?
Oh, it has a very high standard of security because we're an internationally branded hotel. So we have to make sure we abide by local security measures and international. We always have counter-terrorist police here. We have full security teams patrolling all the time. We don't have security incidents. There, I'm confident.
That is awesome. Okay, people would like to know during your free time, what do you do? Or your 24/7 business?
No, I had to learn how to rest because I did used to work too many hours. And COVID taught me your life can't only be work. When everything was switched off, all the hotels were closed and locked and no lights. It was the strangest thing. You have to have a social life. You have to have friends and family and things that you do. I love to read, which is a very boring hobby, some people think.
But reading is also like business. We need to know
Even fun things. I'm always learning something. So I always feel like at heart, I'm a student and a teacher because I always love to be learning something and teaching about it. Things that have nothing to do with my work, I still find it interesting. So I like reading or watching TV shows or documentaries to see how other people live and what's out there in the world because I think we live at such a good time where we have so much access to information. You can spend the day learning about someone who lives in a whole other realm of reality from you, like a whole other way they do things, how they make decisions, how their house looks, how they live, what they build, their businesses. And I find it fascinating to see about other people.
What are some of your do's and the don'ts
in life? um I think one of the most important things I've learned is learning to say no, because it's easy to say yes, yes, yes to everything because you want to keep people happy and you don't want to miss opportunities. But you have to also be very careful with your energy and where you're going and not waste it on different distractions. So I think it's important to know your direction in life, what you're trying to do for yourself, what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled, what you want to achieve, and say no to the things that are going to distract you from that. I also think it's important to drink a lot of water. That's a wellness thing, and I think it changed my whole feeling and energy and how I live my life. Drink 3 liters of water per day, and make sure you always stay hydrated. And I also think in life it's important to cultivate good relationships. So when you are with people, be with people. Don't be on your phone. Listen to people, understand, and learn empathy. I think too often we take things personally, or we're judgmental or defensive because we want our way to be everyone's way. And it's not something I'm perfect at, but it's something I try to learn, to see someone else's perspective. They do things differently, and that's okay. We don't all have to agree on everything. We can all coexist with our own different beliefs, different faiths, different ways of life. But it's interesting for me to learn and to listen and to see how someone else lives and be accommodating of that.
Back to the hotel thing, what advice would you give to someone who would like to start a same business like yours?
I would say definitely get into it. Hotel business is so interesting because you meet so many people every day, and Uganda is only growing. So you're always going to have people coming through. Whether it's a big hotel, a small hotel, whether you're in Kampala, you're up country, I see new hotels all the time, and I feel like there's always going to be customers. We have now got this attitude of exploring, of trying new things, and people are always moving up and down, whether it's for business, it's for leisure. So I would say go for it. Just make sure you have good customer care, because you don't want to lose customers. It's one thing to invest your money and build and have a nice, beautiful hotel, but if someone has a bad experience, they'll never come back. So you have to make sure by the time someone walks out of your hotel, they're like, wow, I enjoyed, I'm so happy, I was taken care of, I will be back one day.
How do you see yourself in the next 10 years? 5. Let me cut short. 5.
Okay, let's try 5. I like the track that I'm on now. I feel like I have more control over my time because we have good systems in Simba Group. I think 5 years ago I was doing too many things in too many companies, but now we've got a good governance system where they're separated. We have intercompany departments which are strong. So I think I get to spend more time doing things like how working women, growing that. I do want to start to provide loans to the women that we work with because capital is an issue. I feel like now that we've gotten on top of how the community works and how the courses work, we can now start adding capital to the women entrepreneurs who go through our systems. I think that would be interesting. I would also love to grow Uketa because I think access to education and access to information that's useful and practical, I think can transform a life. And I've benefited from doing online courses and having access to information that I would not have found in my day-to-day life. So I really want to continue to push that and to grow that and spend more time doing coaching, because I see how it's like a different type of education. Sometimes people just need support. You need someone to believe in you or to guide you or to hold you accountable, to push you in the right direction. And that's something I enjoy doing for others, and I get a lot of satisfaction from it.
We're going to take a short break. As we sign out, as we come back, I'm going to sign out, and she's going to tell us something she likes the most.